What are you doing? No, don't do that. Don't you even think about putting that in your mouth. Uh, you need to stop before you do something you can't undo. I saw you over there. I was watching, saw you checking out those little treats, those little shimmering, little sparkling, little all tarted up with silvery sugar. You just stay away from that, mister. And you know who made that, right? Don't you play dumb. I know that you did. I saw. So you just put that fairy cake down slowly and back away. That's right. You just step away from the tea cake, step away from the table, back away slowly, and nobody gets hurt. Do that before you get yourself in trouble. Look at me. Did you get any on your hands? You need to go wash your hands. You need to just make sure you get it all off of your hands. You don't want to touch your hands to your mouth or your eyes either. You know that? You don't want any of it in your mouth. If you get even so much as a speck of that powdered sugar in your mouth, you so help me. Look at you. Do you even know what you did? Do you know what you almost did? That's the problem with mortals. You just go traipsing through life, just going through the world as if the only things that exist are the things that you could see, and that everything you see is exactly what it appears to be. I've got news for you. You're wrong. Okay, let me explain. So, don't make it obvious, right? But just take a look. Do you see that woman in the green over there? No, not the ivy green, the forest green. No, no, that's moss green. You want the one with the ivy green with the buttercup yellow belt? One at my 3 o'clock position? Yeah, 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 the one with the walnut brown hair. Hmm? Yeah, that's her. It's not? Oh, gotcha. Okay, well, yeah, I'm not really good with clocks. Eh, Time works differently in the Feywilds, you know. Sometimes the 3 o'clock position is just a narrow little, precise little, not a millimeter forward or back, and then sometimes it's your entire left side. But really? Are you sure it's always on the right side? Like, always? Alright, I'll take your word for it. Anyway, moving on. That woman that you just saw with the walnut brown hair, the ivy green dress, and the buttercup yellow belt, her name is Rosalind, and she laid a trap for you with that tea cake, which isn't really a tea cake. It's actually a fairy cake, as I mentioned earlier, a fairy cake, on account of it being made by a fairy, on account of her being a fairy, and she made it. Though I suppose you could have it with tea. Anyway, and her being the one that made it. So it's a fairy cake. Do you see the problem now? Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you would have eaten that cake, if you would have eaten any fey food or drink, you are just yoinked right out of your mortal realm and into the Feywilds. But in this case, in the case of that particular fairy cake, it wouldn't just trap you in the Feywilds. That cake was made specifically for you and with you, and so you wouldn't have just been trapped in the Feywilds. You would have been bound to her specifically to her. That's why she did it. That's why she slipped that pretty little confection onto that table, that little baked good of deceit and temptation, and that right at the edge, too, right where the light would hit it and make it all sparkly and shimmery and silver sugar shine and sparkle and catch your eye. That's what it was, to catch your eye and to tempt you like a tempting temptress of a tea cake. And that's actually a fairy cake, a tea cake. That's actually anyway. So she did it so that you could so that you would eat it, and you put it in your mouth and eat it so that she would have you, and you would have been hers. She would have kept you like a pet. And let me tell you, she is not a good pet owner. She's not a good pet owner at all. She already has four more mortals that she barely pays attention to. They get into everything when she's not watching. All of her neighbors are fed up with her because her mortals keep wandering into their homes and joining the revels, which, okay, now that I'm hearing myself say it, it doesn't sound like a bad life. I'm hearing myself and I'm basically telling you that she houses you and feeds you and then lets you wander and go to join revels. And that doesn't sound like I'm talking it down. But the point is they are still pets to her. They are not equals. She doesn't respect them. She owns them. And they don't truly have freedom. Wandering to the neighbor's tree isn't the same as being able to come and go as you please. And that's why she snuck that little cake onto the baker's table and made it so pretty that you couldn't resist choosing that one, that specific one. She knew what she was doing. I could see. I knew what she was doing. I saw it coming. I've seen her. She's been watching you for weeks. I've been watching her watch you for weeks, and she's been following you with her eyes, like some kind of a creepy eye follower. And here's the part I don't understand. I was pretty sure I saw you look right at her, right at her. I thought you knew that tea cake came from her. Did you? Okay, well, if you thought she might have been, why would you buy it from the baker? Which, by the way, why was he selling things that he knew he didn't make? And go to put it in your mouth? Seriously, were you trying to get yourself trapped in the Fey realms? Uh, no, no, no. Okay, say that again. You were trying to get yourself trapped. Are you in love with her? Is that what? Are you in love with her? Did you wanted to be trapped by her? Oh. Oh, yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, I can understand why you would only know a bit of it. A lot of people know that eating Fey food or drinking Fey wine will get them sent to the Fey wild, but we do tend to keep it on the down low that if you eat something made by a specific Fey for you, um, then you become bonded to them, attached. I can see why you wouldn't know that. Okay, but then that begs the question, why would you want to get trapped in the Feywilds? Really? How on earth did I never notice that? Because I've been watching you for so long, I can't imagine how I didn't see you watching me. I saw her watching you while I was watching you, and I was watching her, and she was watching you, and I was watching her watch you. And I just, how did I not see you watching me? Maybe I was watching her watch you more than I was watching you. And you were watching me while I was watching her, and she was watching you. Oh, wait. I, so, so you knew I was watching you, and you knew she was watching you, and you still wanted to take her fairy cake? Well, oh, oh, no, I didn't offer you one, did I? I didn't, Okay, well, so as long as we're making confessions and speaking things that we've noticed and been watching, I have been watching you obviously, and um, I am deeply flattered by you watching me. Don't think I'm not. I am a very naturally vain creature, but having you say that you've been watching me was a bit humbling in a nice way. But here's the thing. I did make you a cake. I did make cakes. I did make No, I made you a cake specifically. Um, I made a lot of cakes. I kept making cakes because I would keep them in my pocket and wait for the right moment, just the right moment, because it had to be a special moment. I didn't want it to be any moment, and I mean, I wasn't keeping the same cake in my pocket because I would keep it, and then it would get a little stale, and then I would make another batch, and it would get stale. I would make another batch. I made a lot of batches. I made a lot of batches, waiting for the right time, and sometimes, um, you know, not just because I was waiting. So I had to, uh, practice first because I'm not a natural baker. I never actually baked before, if I'm being honest, not before this, because I am not in the habit of making cakes for people. You would be the first. You're the first. And so I had to learn how to bake first, and yeah, I wanted it to be something special because I thought you were special. So I was paying attention to the things that you like, and I was just thinking about you when I made them, and so it took a few tries. Uh, I don't mind admitting some of them were pretty disastrous in the beginning. The first three batches, I didn't even know the difference between baking soda and baking powder. And finally, I just started putting both in, and that actually worked really well. So I do have a fake cake here for you that I've been holding on to and trying to get up the nerve to show you and tell you that I've been watching and paying attention, and that that I made them just for you because I think that you're very special, and I would like to be special to you, and I would like to be um bonded to you like that if you thought I was special too. And so mine isn't as pretty as Rosalind's. It doesn't sparkle. It's not covered in rare metals and they're technically edible, but it's edible in the way that anything can be edible once, but only once. So my cake, it's not that pretty, but it is better for you than hers is, and I spent a lot of time learning what you like and learning how to make that into something that tastes good and would also not poison you, even a little. Um, so I uh, if you were to eat it, you should know I spent so much time thinking about you as I made this cake and all the cakes leading up to it. so much time and focus and thought and affection, all for you. So if you were to eat it, we would be bound. We would be bound, and not in the way that you would have been bound with Rosalind if you had eaten her fairy cake. Because when she made her cake, she just had a picture of you in her mind. She quickly whipped something up that was going to be eye catching but tasteless, and you would have been bound to her, but not so strongly that she couldn't stay away from you for very long. Obviously, not so strongly that she couldn't think of another mortal. The bond, the bond should be felt both ways. And maybe she does feel it a little bit, but Rosalind is more focused on the collection of pets than she is on the bond. And so the bonds never really fully form for her. It allows her to keep her pets and keep them close, but she owns them. They don't own her. If you were to take my fairy cake, though, if you were to eat it, you would be bonded in a way that I think resembles what humans call soulmates. It is eternal and it is unbreakable, and it would go both ways. I would be as bound to you as you are to me. You would own me as much as I own you. The bond would be so strong in part because I'm already bonded to you, just not officially, as it were, not magically bound. The kind of bond that transcends realms from mortal to magical. But it is its own sort of magic. It's the sort of magic that keeps me from thinking about much of anything else, even as it is now before you eat the fairy cake. It makes me feel pulled and drawn to you like no one else I've ever known before. So know that when you take that cake, if you were to eat up, you can unwrap it. You'll see that I clearly have no experience with this. It's very obviously a cake that was made by an amateur, but very much with love. This would be my first fairy bonding. You would be my only bound partner. So you can take your time to think about it. It's a huge step. I understand that. Even if you have been watching me without me realizing. But oh, okay. Well, of course you could. Of course you could. I mean, go ahead and try it and let me know what you think. Oh my god. I could feel the moment it was in your mouth. The moment it passed your lips, I could feel that sudden pull from me to you. It was warm and exciting and connected. You'll feel it too. You'll feel the magic as well. Different than the usual warmth you feel towards someone you're fond of, someone you love. It's something magical and tingling, and it's like a hunger to be near each other. For the rest of eternity, I will never be able to be far away from you. Not for long and not without feeling that pull to be back at your side. Can you feel it now? Hey there, cupcakes. Thank you all so much for being here at the end of the story. I appreciate you. And thank you all so very much for all your comments, your hypes, your likes, your subscriptions, your shares. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. That it does help me out a lot, and it also lets you be aware and be notified when characters like this that I assume you like because you're still here, uh, are going to come out again. For those of you who liked my princess character the other day, I just put her out in a Patreon, a second episode of her out on a Patreon exclusive story that I really liked. I think I got the right. I think I got a really good balance of spice and romance for that one, and I liked it. Go ahead and check it out and let me know what you think. Funny story, real quick. I have to share this because I did the dumbest thing. I had the dumbest moment. Okay, so in real life, my VTube model does not follow my asymmetry. Actually, you know it does. The other the other model that I was just using does follow my asymmetry more closely. Um, I tend to smile deeper on one side of my face than on the other. I also tend to like raise one eyebrow when I'm trying to figure so like I raise one eyebrow at people a lot. It's not. I don't mean to be unkind, but sometimes I can't help it because I'm looking at people like I'm sorry. Are you serious or are you messing with me? Like my face uh is aging unevenly, right? Like so I noticed it from the time I was like 25. I started to get just one line between like a line next to one brow that wasn't there get next to the other, and that was my first hint. And so now, the lines on one side of my face, I don't have a lot of lines on my face, but little laugh lines in the corner of one eye are a little deeper than the laugh lines in the corner of the other eye. When I smile, it's a little deeper on one side than the other. And so I was looking in the mirror the other day, and it's like 8 months ago, I got new piercings in my ears. And it was perfect. I've had a great experience. Oh my goodness, best experience of my life getting piercings, and it was fabulous. And they healed wonderfully. I feel like I've been such a rank amateur all these years, and we're not going to discuss. I just admitted to like having multiple piercings, but also they're nothing like. I don't need to tell this. I'm going way too personal. Anyway, I where was I? Uneven face. So I was looking at my newest earrings, and I'm in the mirror and I'm like, oh, one looks a little higher than the other. Did that? I, is it? Did my piercings heal unevenly? Because they were perfect for months. So what's going on now? I was like, I kind of adjusted my earrings to make sure that that wasn't it, and no, and I thought, oh my goodness, have I smirked myself into having uneven earlobes? Is that what's just happened here? What is going on? Guys, cupcakes. I was looking in the mirror with my head tilted. I, it was just a little. I didn't realize it was just a little. Anyway, that's what we're dealing with. That's who you're following. If you want to unsubscribe now, I perfectly understand. But I do appreciate that you're here. And thank you for listening. There are probably some stories I should not share, and that was probably one of them. But here we are.
Thank you all so much for being here. And oh, also thank you to my newest patron, Robert Bartlett. Yeah, Bartlett. Uh, it's so yeah, I'm so glad to have you with us, and I look forward to seeing you in our chats and in our Discord server. And it's always a great time over there. And normally those guys would have heard this story before before I tell the world. But I had to share, it was too silly. Anyway, thank you all so very much for being here. I hope you will be as good to yourselves as you are to me. And I hope when people tease you for your silly moments, that they do it with the same uh, warmth and affection as I know some of you are going to be doing when you roast me in the comments. So bring it on. I will talk to you guys later. You take care. Bye bye.